Come on. Okay. And walk. And walk. Good boy. Walk. Good.
Can you hear me? Good morning. Good
Good morning, Will.
Great. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. Everything seems to be working this morning.
Yay. In the nick of time. We were a little rushed today. We had a bunch of stuff go haywire, but we're all good now.
Hang on a second. I'm trying to get this. Okay. Excellent. Everything good then? How's it gone since I saw
Yes,
you last?
everything's good. Really well. We had a lot of good workouts. Trying to think of something specific. He was a little funny yesterday. He was doing some odd behaviors that made me feel like he wasn't well. So I just took the saddle off, which was good. And then I found he was okay, and I put it back on, and we did a little riding. So that
Okay.
was kind of interesting.
No
Yeah.
big deal. Okay. Well, let's get started with a little work in hand.
Okay.
Like your weather's cooled off a little bit there, huh?
Yeah, it's a lovely morning, cloudy.
Nice.
It's probably around 62 or
Nice.
something like that. It's really a lovely temperature.
About the same as California this morning.
Nice.
That's nice. Really good there.
For the lucky ones.
That's really good. Just keep opening it up. Once you get the stretch, then try to maximize the step. Just always trying to see how big you can get that step to thrust through once it gets in the stretch. Nice. Another little tap, a little more active again. So I assume step a little bigger. A little more, give him a little tap so you can get a little more out of him. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Good. Now stay on that circle and let's see if we can bring him up more into a working position. So ask him head and neck to come up a little bit and see where we can bring him to today. About midway is where we're looking for, about like that. Good. Now keep the step active. So of course, just like when we ride, the question is, can we keep the same activity when we bring the head and neck up? If we lose the back, then we know we have to just drop the head back down. It's pretty simple. Another little step there. Another little tap, make it a little more active again, pushing the hindquarters out just a little bit more. We get a little more of a leg yield. Good. Now ask him to step over a little more sideways. So asking for a little more of a leg yield to step over away from you a little more now. I need to ask for a little more like that. Good. Yeah, push the hindquarters out a little more so we get a little more shoulder fore on your circle. Ask the hindquarters to go more outside. I'm looking to put him more into a shoulder in around the circle a little bit now. Like that. Try to keep his pole up about midway when we do this. And push the hindquarters out a little bit more. And you may find that he doesn't like this a little bit, a little harder for him like that. But this is the next step in the work in hands, beginning to ask for a little more of a step over, like that. There you go. Now you're starting to get something like that. Good, good, good. Keep it stepping over, hindquarters. So instead of just pulling them onto a smaller circle, position the hindquarters a little further out again. So to get him a little more shoulder fore on your circle. Out a little bit more. Keep pushing the hindquarters out a little more tap. There you go, like that. A little more. There, starting to step it over now. That's what I want to see. There, now he's starting to move a little bit. Back to a walk again, and then once again, yield the hindquarters. There, like that.
Good. Knees walk, baby. Good boy.
There you go. And ask him to step
Good
over.
boy.
They're asking a little more out of him today. There,
Yeah.
like that. Good. Very good. Yeah, right there. That's what I'm looking for.
Good boy.
Right there. Now let him stretch all the way down and open up the walk. That was good. Once again, just maximizing the step for a second. A little bigger yet. I say when he's really working and taking as big a step as he should, you should be working about as hard as you can to keep up with him. Keep that. Keep opening it up. This all comes much quicker these days. Just keep that going. When you get to the center line, go ahead and halt.
Good boy.
You can keep that mid position there if you like, right there. Really good. I like it. And just ask him to halt when you get to the center line.
And hold. And hold.
Very good. And go ahead and reverse.
Boy.
So this is the next step in your working hands. That is beginning to bring him up more into a working position and asking for a little more of the shoulder in, that he steps under himself a little more. So in the beginning, of course, we stretch all the way down, making it as active as we can. Good. Nice. Good. All the way down one more time, a little more active still. Let's see him stretch all the way down before we bring him up. I like that. Good. Now getting better. Keep working that till he stretches all the way down. I like that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Now I want you to bring him up about midway, and just like we did the other day, I want you to ask him to step over a little more into a shoulder 4 position on the circle. Okay, keep his pole up about midway there. There, ask him to step over, hindquarters more, till he starts to step under the body with that inside leg. A little more. There you go. That's a good working position right there. There. Now you're starting to get it like that. Good, 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 good. Good. Push the hindquarters out. Try not to end up in a little tiny circle in the center, but keep pushing the hindquarters out. Like that. There you go. You got it like that. Very nice. A little more. Hindquarters out a little more again. He steps under himself again. A little more. Just back to a walk. And ask him to step over. There, like that. Good. Very nice. Very nice. A little harder for him. And ask him to halt there at the center line. That was good.
And hold. Good boy.
Very nice. Very well done. We're ready to lunge. So that's what you want to start adding to your work in hand, bringing him up into a working position and asking for a little more shoulder 4 on your circle or down the long side as well once you start to work that around the ring. That's really good.
Okay.
Good. Now, just for safety's sake, it's never a good idea to just drop that line on the ground the way you just did. Now, I know he's a calm horse and mostly he's going to stand there, but
Yeah,
not
right.
a good idea. Something spooked him, those
Yeah.
leg whip would be around your legs and he'd be taken off. Always good to keep it in your hands, keep it up off the ground.
Yeah.
99.9% of the time with a horse like this, nothing's going to happen. But some car all of a sudden, I've just seen so many of those little freak accidents happen to people. That's why I always remind you of these little things, because you never know.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we had a local high schooler get drugged to death by her mother's older horse. She tied it around her waist. Everybody told her not to, but
idiots.
Just.
That's amazing. We had a huge lawsuit in the 80s in Los Angeles as this therapeutic riding place had a woman with no arms, this thalidomide baby kind of person. And
Yes.
they tied that 27-year-old horse. They said, "Oh, never spooks." They tied a rope around her waist, and a garbage truck came down the road and drug her to death. I mean, just
Oh my,
unbelievably stupid. I mean, you
yeah,
never tie
right.
yourself to a horse, of any kind.
No.
Amazing that anybody could be that stupid, especially somebody running a therapeutic ride or somebody doing it to their child. I mean, unbelievably idiotic.
Yeah.
Darwin Award.
Welcome. Yeah.
That's why I have been drugged once in my life. Was riding a young horse with a Portuguese saddle on. The Portuguese saddles didn't have any quick release for the stirrups, and the horse came around the corner, fell over, and my leg went through the stirrup, and then it jumped up and took off, and it went around. About maybe half a dozen women were in the ring. They started screaming why this thing is dragging me, which is only making the horse go faster. I'm literally getting drugged, and I'm screaming at them to shut up. And
Yeah, right.
uh, my leg went through this bar, and fortunately the stirrup leather was an old. That's why I never changed my stirrup leathers after this for the rest of my life, because the stirrup leather was old. It popped the stitching instead of, otherwise it would have pulled me right in half.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, it's an
Yeah.
experience that you never want to experience, believe me.
No, I bet. It's amazing you can move past them.
Yeah. Well, the ladies were all in the middle, so the horse was just going around the outside, dragging me over all these poles laying
Yes.
on the ground and just dragging me over those. Made it about 3 times around the whole ring before my leg went through this rail and popped this stirrup leather.
Well, were you in Portugal then?
No, I was in Colorado.
Oh, come on, Obi.
No, I went through this an instructor school for instructors when I was like 23. Complete waste of
Oh
time,
yeah.
but I now know it was a complete waste of time.
Oh, that's funny.
But got me a little piece of paper that said I was a riding instructor. Bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's looking better. Just keep opening that walk up. Oh, that's better now. Good. And now go ahead and ask him to trot. Starting to get a decent walk. Didn't have to trot to get it, so that's good.
He rot. He rot.
Very nice. Keep that going. Much better. It just stretches and gets consistent. Yeah. Very nice. Just keep opening up that trot. Of course, we always love to hear that sound he's making there when he blows out. It tells us he's starting to open his breathing up and relax. Very nice. I like that. Very nice. Okay, keep that going. That's nicely. Good. Very nice. And go ahead and ask him to canter.
And go canter. Canter.
Good. Yeah. Back to a trot.
He rot.
And they've gotten a lot better about that. Keep that big stretch for a moment. Nice. Very good right there. Very nice. And let him walk.
And walk.
Very good boy. And let him halt and change directions.
And hoo. And hoo. The things you say to me, it's funny how it takes so long, but they keep soaking in, you know?
Yep, that's the
Like
idea.
this week, it was, you know, I don't know how many times I've heard you say this, but every day you want to get them over their back. That's the goal. And yeah, just at this stage, you know, when he's the walk, he's kind of putzes around forever. You know, it's just getting that and getting it to be a habit. I can see with the different horses I have that we're right there at that time when they're not consistent, but they do get there, you know? So I'm like, oh, I got to get over this
Exactly.
hump, you know?
That's
Yeah, we got
right.
to get over this like awkward spot. I mean, it takes a while, I guess. I have to be
Yep.
patient, but also for myself, I need to be focused on that's what we're doing. You know, we're getting, you know, we're not like wasting a lot of time not doing that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
And that's the thing, you know, got
it's
to remember
such
this.
a
The first 2 years, you're all about, you know, you're building the car so you can drive it, if you think of it that way. You know, all this early work. I mean, until
yeah,
the horse has working gaits, that's why we call it working gaits, because the horse is ready to work, to be ridden, you know, when they get to that point. When they
right,
don't, it's just all about getting them to that point. And so many people stop the
yeah,
development. They do too much riding too soon. You know, they don't realize the importance of all that. And so their horses just get to a certain point and just stick there for the rest of their lives until they decide to figure out something
right,
new. And go ahead and ask him to trot. But you can see with him, this has all gotten compared to how he used to be. The walk comes out, goes right into a stretch. It doesn't take long. It's not, could be a bigger, more active walk a little bit, but it's not bad. It's all,
ready,
everything is
go,
developing.
trot,
And that's the biggest problem with
yep,
people with horses. They want things to be instantaneous. They think this idea that, you know, if the horse just weren't an asshole, it would do what I want, right? You know, it's never that.
right,
The horse will do what it can do. If you train it, it will do whatever you have trained it to do easily. You've gone through all that. But if you suddenly ask it to do something way beyond its ability, which is, of course, to
like
get
that
into,
whistleblower.
go ahead.
Yeah, I saw a video of that, the whistleblower that for Charlotte Desjardins,
Yeah.
and she was training someone's horse, and it was just so terrible. Oh my gosh,
Well,
you
that's the
know,
thing
I just
is
felt so bad for the poor horse.
it's the blind leading the blind. I mean, I think she's right about Charlotte Desjardins. You know, I don't think Charlotte. I
Yeah,
watched a couple of her lessons.
absolutely.
I think she's a total fraud. You know, who lucked out the first time. None of her horse. She ruined the first horse, and the rest of them have been completely hollow and nervous ever since. So it's nothing like, you know. I don't
Yep.
how it ended up with that with the first time, but she ruined the first horse. You know. So it didn't surprise me
Yeah.
to see those videos of her because I watched a couple of her clinics and all she was ever saying to people was short reins win ribbon. She must have said that 50 times in the course of the one lesson I watched. It's an idiotic thing to
Oh
keep
my
telling.
gosh.
You know, so nothing about the developing the horse. It was just BS. But same thing with the other lady,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
you're right.
the blind calling the
Yeah.
blind, you know, I mean, none of them know what they're doing, but they think
Yeah.
they do, you know. Really nice there. Now that's getting really nice and consistent. That's what we're looking for. Now go ahead and ask him to canter.
Up. Ready? And go
Uh,
canter, 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 canter,
that's really good.
canter.
Now back to a trot. Like for instance, that canter has gotten so much
Shut.
better, so much more willing to keep going. Really nice. Let that settle in now for a moment and the stretch again. Really nice. I mean, once again, if you read any good book by anybody who ever knew what they're talking about, starting with the Spanish riding school books or Klaus Bachenhall, they all say the same thing. The first 2 years of a horse's training is very slow, and most of it's done from the ground. The Spanish riding school would lunge horses only in the walk and trot for a full year, and then another year of walk, trot, and canter before they ever rode them. So, of course, they had
Yep.
that was the whole idea.
Up.
the horse
T-Rex.
can't lift its
Good boy.
back, you shouldn't be on it
Yep.
because it never will lift it. So then you see people trying to do all the things they do to try to fight horses onto their forehead, onto their hindquarters, right? Pulling them back and reining them back and all the things they try to do. But if the horse has never gone through the change that it needs to go through from the stretch, so the withers coming up, then they'll always be on the forehand, no matter what they do. And let him walk again. That was really good. Now we're just going to go ahead and halt again. We're going to change directions and shorten the side reins now and bring him more into a working position. All that was really fantastic. So now take the slack out of those reins, basically. You guys out. We'll have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Send you pics.
Have fun. Send me pictures.
Will do.
Young couple here that I rent to that's just leaving, going on their honeymoon. They just got married about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's fun.
On their way to Hawaii this morning.
Wow. Okay, let's walk over here. Over here. Boy. Oh. Walk on.
Yeah, let's keep that going. Try to make that a little more active.
Come on.
A little more active. Come on, buddy.
He has really bad intestines.
It's fine. I understand.
Yeah.
It'll take a while.
Yeah.
And go ahead and trot.
And go T-Rot. T-Rot. Boy.
A little more active.
Up. Up. Boy.
That's more like it. Keep it there. A little more active. Start to see him swing that shoulder a little more like that. Good. And a little more active. You should get that.
Up. Come on. Up.
Good job. Right there. That's what I want about right there. Good. Keep that. And go ahead and walk again.
And walk.
I think we can take those side reins a little shorter. Take them another 4 so holes shorter.
And walk. And move.
Once again, I think that's why this is working so well, with me working with people online like this, because the biggest thing is just having the security to know that you're doing the right thing, that, it's because this stuff takes time in the beginning. And people on their own, they just start second guessing, themselves and
Oh, yeah.
and they give up,
Yep. Not to mention all the neighbors that do.
All
and
the neighbors
talk
that
to
want
you.
to tell you how, oh, that's all wrong. Yeah, I just reading some guy going on
Yeah.
yesterday. Horses should never stretch their necks below. They should never have their nose below their knees. It's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on how sway back they are. A sway back horse has to stretch all the way to the ground with its nose to begin to change that. So there isn't a
Yep.
Once again, when horses get to the point where they develop working gaits, they don't stretch down below their knees much, because their neck has developed. It holds the neck up and out more. But if you don't do that process to let that start to develop, you short circuit that, so it never happens. Which is why I always see all these Grand Prix horses that are butts are higher than their forehand.
Yeah. I think we're finally going to poop here.
Yep.
Okay, walk on.
Good. Nice walk there. Yeah, that's more like it. And go ahead and trot.
And go to rot. Go trot. Yep.
How's the other horse been going?
Really well.
Good.
Really well. He's doing really well. A little bit better all the time, just a little bit better.
Yeah, that's it. Get a little better all the time. Pretty soon you're a lot better. I say once again, that thing is you can't make giant. The only big change you can get in a change that you can make in a horse in a day is getting one to stretch that's never been stretched. That's a big change, but anything else comes very slowly. I like that. Really nice. I like that. And go ahead and ask him to canter again.
And go canter. Canter.
Good. And back to a trot.
And trot.
All right, so let it settle into the stretch again. Good. All right. Very nice. Just keep that going to the center line. Go ahead. Come around there, asking him to walk, and when you get to the center line, halt and change directions again. That's going to be really nice. Yeah, very nice. Back into a nice working walk. Right there, a little bit the other way, and we'll be ready.
Walk on. Walk on.
And trot.
Go T-rot.
Yeah. Just try to push the hindquarters out a little bit on that circle. Keep that going. Very nice. I like it. Go ahead and do a canter this way.
And go canter. 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 Canter.
Yeah.
Canter.
Good. Now back to a trot.
And trot. Trot.
Very nice. And settling back into the stretch again. Right there. Very nicely done. Now just try to push those hindquarters out just a little bit one more time. Just always notice we want both ends of the horse on the same circle, or slightly outside with the hindquarters is all right, but not the other way around. Like that. Really nice. And let him walk.
And walk. And walk.
A very nice downward transition, really into a nice working walk. Go ahead and let him halt as you come to the center line, and you're ready to get on. That was really good. Best I've seen him lunge yet. It's coming really nicely.
Hey, Marlon, I'm going to get on now. I'll come over there, though. I'm gonna grab my drink for a little overdressed.
Oh, is it warm?
Yeah, it's getting warm. I mean, it's cool in the morning, you know, cold, and then it warms up.
Well, let me tell you how hot it was in Mexico when we played last week. We played that concert in La Paz, Mexico. It was, 8 o'clock at night. It was 100 degrees on stage, and unbelievable.
Horrible.
But we lucked out. The next day, the clouds had dropped about 15 degrees. Clouds came out, and we were almost thinking about, because we had like 4 days to have a little vacation. We almost thought about going home because it was so hot. But the clouds came in, and we had 2 really nice days. But
Oh,
man,
that's
I've never
awesome.
been so hot. You could have taken my clothes and just wrung them out like a sponge at the end of that concert. I don't think I've ever been quite so hot. Basically, it took me a week to recover.
Yeah, I bet. Just get dehydrated. You can't stay hydrated.
It was so hot the next day, I think I drank 10 margaritas throughout the entire day and never felt any of them.
Oh my goodness! You
You
think
were
you
just
you
you,
can
were, you
really feel it?
just sweated. How do you think you would? Just the opposite. And I probably,
Well, that must have been fun.
well, it was fun. We had some great time. Fortunately, the weather was nice, and La Paz is really a neat place. It's a really beautiful city. Very unlike a lot of Mexico, in that it has a big middle class Mexican. It's the capital of Baja, so it's a government city, not
Yep.
really a tourist place so much.
Yeah, that's the kind of enjoy.
Yeah. Good. There you go. Good job.
All right, buddy.
Always taking that moment before you step off to really be sure you're sitting up straight on any horse, but especially young horses. We never know. I can't tell you how many times I was on young horses where you take that first step and all of a sudden they take off bucking for one reason or another.
I'm glad I never had a horse like that.
Yeah, well,
Although anytime you can have a horse like that, I suppose.
well, exactly. That's that thing, is you never know what's coming down the road next to you over there, right? As I always tell people, like
Yep.
the lady with the little, there's not a horse in the world that won't spook at something,
Oh yeah. Yep.
There we go. And just keep opening up that walk until we get a free walk, till it feels like it's stepping without that feeling like you're in mud. You get that active feeling, and the benefit of the doubt there for a moment. Yes, not. Keep going. And then just keep trying to open up that walk till we get more activity in it, and he stretches out in front of it. There we go. Now we're getting there, even more active. More like it. Go ahead and do a little bit of a leg heel since you're not at the rail. Ask him to step off of that right leg and step over a little bit. Never miss that opportunity to do a leg yield. Good. I go ahead down the center line here at the top, and the same thing again. We're going to leg yield to the left. Still trying to pick up the tempo. The walk is a bit too slow till you start to feel it. It's got a little bit of activity. Always remembering that if you tap once and you get nothing, then you're going to have to tap a little harder the next time if he doesn't respond. We always tap what we call the circle progression of the A's. We always tap very lightly. And then the next time is, I always do this kind of once with my leg, twice with my leg, the third time with my leg, the whip is going to be there. And then, of course, the next time I do the same thing again, very light to begin with, give him the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead and do that leg yield again to the left. try to ask for more activity in the leg yield. So use that step over as a time to get more out of him. Usually when they are stepping over, they're a little more centered underneath you, less chance that they're going to bolt off or some such thing. Keep that going. Good. Better walk now. There we go. Starting to open up. Go ahead and change the rein across the next diagonal. Keep asking for a more active walk. Right now, because until you feel that sense that the horse is just moving freely, actively, we can't begin to do much in the front until we have that freedom of movement. If we grab hold, it's just like driving your car. You don't put the brake on when you want to keep moving, right? Well, same thing is true of a horse. Many people have heard that horrible term, half halt, half halt. We hear people screaming, half halt, nonstop at people trying to, pulling on the mouth. All that is pulling on the mouth. It's a half forward we should be doing. In other words, engage them from behind, not from the front. Go ahead and turn there, do a little bit of a leg yield to the right. Take that moment while you're there. And once again, use the leg yield to ask for a little more active step, even if you're all the way there. Still want a more active step in the walk. Nice stretch in it, but I still want it to have more activity. There we go. That's more like it. Really nice in the stretch. Good. That's more like it there. There we go. Starting to move a little bit. Go ahead down the center line at this end and do a leg yield to the right. Nice walk there. That's much more like it. You know, you want to think in the ring, think about how you like a horse to go down a trail, right? You want it to go stretch out in front of you, nice active walk. Well, that's the same walk that you want in the ring. Now he's just kind of walking on a diagonal line there, so he didn't really step under. So at the other end, again, we're going to ask, I need more step over. We're going to do that leg yield again down the center line at the end. And not just to walk on a diagonal line, but actually ask him to step under himself. So you've got to get a little more response to your leg, your inside leg, that is, the left one. Now turn by the center line there. Active. Try not to let him slow on your turn there. Give him a quicker tap with the whip. Be quicker to now ask him to step over. A real leg yield this time. Good. More. Step over more. Step over more. Step over more. Tap. Step over a little more. There you go. Now you're getting a leg yield like that. Good. There. Got last 3 steps really good. You feel how you got those last 3 steps. He lifted his back and the neck went forward, didn't it? So when you got enough, it pushed his neck forward. That's what we're looking to do. That's what it means to ride a horse from the back to the front instead of grabbing hold of the front and trying to pull it into some position. Good. Now let the walk come up about midway. I want you to try to keep the activity and ask his pole to come up more in a working position, or his working position for today, which is probably about like that, about midway up like that. Keeping the same step in the walk. Good. Like that. And in the middle of the short side, ask him to trot. Keep your shoulders back. Try to build a little more energy in the walk before you ask for the trot. Yeah, not a bad transition. Came up a bit. Good. And I go ahead and take a circle in the center. And let's stay on that circle and get a stretch. There you go. You got it right off the bat. Good job. Keep that. A little more active again. Yep. Good, like that. All the way through. Now, good, like that. Now make it swing through. So he's curling a little bit, so it tells you he's not active enough. If he curls at the bottom, we know that he didn't have enough energy. He's just kind of falling onto his forehand. So yes, so that's why we have to stretch. When the horse stretches, we have to keep it active or it will just go on the forehand. And go on that circle again in the center. Much better today, though. Good. Shoulders back.
He's trying to itch himself. I think he's trying to get it. He's trying to. I don't know if I should let him do that, but
yeah,
that's what
well,
he's trying to do.
You let him do it once, but if you let him get away with that, they'll start trying. So if he starts wanting to do that now on the stride, he'll use it as an excuse to stop working. So once fine, but don't let him do it again. Or if you see he wants to do it, keep him going and then stop and let him do it. But don't let it just him suddenly decide he's going to stop on you and scratch. Keep that going around the circle, more active. Once again, they're trying to train us while we're training them. So we do want to read them, like in other words, you could go on a little bit. But we try to make them go on a little bit. It's like when they want to stop. We don't let them just stop every time they want to stop. Pretty soon they just won't go. Keep that active on the circle till we get it back in the stretch again. Keep it active. There we go, like that. Good. Now go large in the trot. And just let your hands come together in front of you. Let them stay about midway there, just like that, taking slack out of the reins. Let them stay about right there, about midway is fine. Keep it going forward. This time we're going to turn after the center line and try leg yield to the right. Very good. Got a couple of good steps. 3, 4, 5 good steps. Very nice. Keep that trot now. Go large. Once again, just taking the slack out of your hands, not trying to pull back or anything, but just like, and think of your hands, as Nuno Oliveira used to say, the best hands work just like a pair of side reins. They just limit the length of the rein. They don't do much else. They let the horse find the contact with it. Like that. Good trot now. Change the rein across the next long diagonal. Keep it going. Very nice. Good. Trying to stall a little bit, so touch with your whip, little tap of your leg and whip there again. Now take him back to the center and stretch him all the way on the center. And shoulders back a little bit, tap again until he gets back in the stretch, get him forward of your leg, a little more active. Like that, good. Now we're getting it, like that, good job. Keep that a little more active, stalling still a little bit. Very nice, much better. Keep that around the circle. Back into the stretch again, like that, good. Very nice. Now go large down the long side. Let your hands come together in front of you. Just let him stay about midway, about like that. Once again, just limiting the length of the rein. Turn by the center line at the top and leg heel to the left. Very nice. And go large. Good job. Keep that trot and just continue large in the trot. Good active. Good stalling, so tap with your leg and whip a little bit. Good. Good, like that. Go large. Keep that trot. Now I want you to lengthen the stride down the next long side. Think of it going a little faster. Impulse with both legs and push your seat through a little bit stronger as you rise to the trot to ask him to open the stride. A little more. Keep it going. Correct your rising diagonal. Good. Open it up again. A little more. Down this long side. Open up the trot a little bit more again. Like that. Keep it going. There we go. Good. Much better that time. Turn after the center line and leg yield to the left. Good. Keep that going. Change across the next long diagonal. And keep that same rhythm, doing a great job with your upper body. It's right where I want it to be. Slightly behind the motion at this point. Whenever you feel him sticky. And go ahead and stretch him on the circle there in the center again. Keep it active. Nice. All the way down in that stretch. And all the way back into the stretch again, like that. Really good. Keep it going. Excellent. Really good today. Keep that. Correct your rising diagonal again. Now you're on it. Keep it going. Open that swing a little bit more, like that. Good. Excellent there. Really nice. Keep that. Once again, just letting your hands just come together in front of you. Just letting them keep a consistent contact about midway, like that. Good. Go large. Keep that active trot. Good. That's good. Very nice. Being very sure you don't tap him in the mouth when you use that whip. And lengthen again down the next long side. Opening up the stride. Ask for more activity. Feel a bigger stride come through. There you go. Good job. And of course, that puts him into the stretch where you want him to be. Very nice. Go large. Keep that. Let your range shorten a little bit and stabilize there in front of you. Go large. Keep that. And change the rein across the next long diagonal again. Keep it going, forward and active, keeping that tempo. Keep it going, doing really good this morning. Very nice. And then right away, go large and lengthen down this long side again. Right away, we're going to impulse with both legs, give him a tap with the whip, push your seat through a little bit stronger, like that. Good, very good that time, very nice. Now stretching there on the circle, take that circle again, let him go all the way down again. Really good, like this, excellent stuff, like this, keep it going. Keep it going, really nice, keep it going. Excellent, like that, all the way down there. Keep that going, really nice. Keep it going, tap there, good. Good, good, really nice. Now just let your range shorten a little bit and let it stabilize there about midway, keeping that same activity right there. Right there, there's the trot I want, right there. Keep that around that circle, just like you have it, just like that. Very nice, active, good. Now stretch it all the way down again. Like that, fantastic. Keep it going, really nice, really nice. Now bring it back up about midway again. Nothing else changes. All we're changing is the position of the head and neck. Like that, really good. Keep it going, active. Down your circle, really nice today. Good, go large down the next long side. Down the next long side, a little tap and make it a little more active and lengthen the stride again. Really good. And you can let him stretch a little bit in the lengthening, it's perfectly fine, but ask for more, get a little bigger swing tap. Get that little bit more. Good, like that. Now let it come back up again, bringing him back about the midway position, shortening your reins a little bit, go large. Very nice, turn by the center line, and again, leg yield to the left. Just getting a few steps is all we need, like that. Very nice. Change the rein across the next long diagonal. Keep it active right there. Good. Turn right by the center line. Go ahead and do a leg yield to the left, to the right, I mean. Good tap. Yeah, good. You want to stop. Good. Keep it going like that. Now right on your circle again and lengthen and stretch the circle. Keep it going. Get back down into that stretch again. Almost done here. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. All the way back down in the stretch again. Stay on that circle. Make it move off of your inside leg a little bit. Make it a little more active. There till you get him back in the stretch again. Like that. Fantastic. Fantastic. Right there. Excellent. Keep that. Now, once again, just let him pull, come up. Kind of keep the same trot and just let your hands come together in front of you, shortening the reins a little bit. Like that. Stay on the circle. So again, try to feel that every circle is a little bit of a leg yield to the outside of the circle. So you engage that inside hind leg. There you go, like that. And see how that brought us back up. Keep that on the circle. Really nice, right there. There's a working trot for him right there. That's fantastic. Keep it right there. Keep it right there. Keep it right there. Don't let anything change. Keep it right there. Keep it right there. Now ask him to walk.
And walk.
Nice, and stretch him all the way down. What a great ride today. Really fantastic.
Yeah.
Keep that going. And just let him walk out. Take the walk around the arena once. Just let him keep this active walk. By far the best he's gone for you. How'd that feel today?
Amazing. Yeah, that was really a breakthrough, you know,
Really was.
not
Really,
constantly inverting.
exactly. That was really, really nice. And you can go ahead and turn down the center line. Come down here a ways and then halt. That's what I call progress.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Just anywhere there that you like to stop is good in the center line.
And boom.
What a good boy.
Boy.
And you may dismount. That was absolutely fantastic this morning. By far the best he's gone
Oh,
all the
good
way
boy.
around. Everything came very
Oh,
quickly.
yeah.
And actually, you had some moments in a working trot today. So really, really nice. He's starting to be able to come up. First day,
Yeah.
we've really seen so much freedom in him. So that tells you you're beginning to develop real impulsion. You're not having to fight for every
Yes.
step that you get out of him anymore. It's really, really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Questions this
Right.
morning?
Way more
That'll-
fun.
Yeah, way more fun. As I say, now, once
Way more
again, that's
fun.
why
Yeah.
we call it working gates, because that's when we get to have fun. That's where we should call it riding gates, because they have to get to that
Yeah.
point. And then they start to be fun to ride. You feel balanced and you're not taking your life in your hands every time you get on them, that sort of thing. Because we never have to
Yeah.
forget that this is dangerous. And if you don't do this correctly, you can get yourself killed, as people do all the time. So understanding the difference between a horse that is agreeing, wants to do the work, and one we see these upper level horses that are being fought and, beaten into every step that they take. A horse like
Yeah.
that, especially for beginners, expert riders become good at being brutal very often, because they're good enough to stay
Yes.
with it. Beginners end up getting themselves killed when they try stuff like that, because a horse that's out of balance. A horse that is being forced is never going to be your friend. It always wants to get out of the work. And if it feels you get out of balance, it will do everything it can to get rid of you. So that's why it's
Yeah.
important to make the horse like the work and accept it and accept you, as a partner in the work, because then it's a whole nother, once again, they're not trying to kill you. You can depend on the fact that they're not going to try to get rid of you at the first possible chance that they get. So anyway,
Yes.
really, really great work today. Really happy with the way this one's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'm excited to go forward now.
Yeah, and you're
Some
ready to
more.
come up into these working gates. So really great stuff. All right, see you next week, same time, 7 o'clock again. Is that good for you?
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Perfect.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing
All right. Well,
you
have a good week, Will.
next Wednesday. You too. Let me know if you have any problems.
All
Talk to
right.
you very soon. Great job. Bye.
Thank you.
Tell Marlon thanks for his help again, as always. We had
I will. I'll let him know.
Faultless equipment this morning. Very great. All right. See you soon. Bye.
Yes. Bye.